Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video we are going over an incredibly fun and powerful build with Chroma. With this setup, Chroma can easily generate large amounts of health, armor, energy, and damage boost in Steel Path content. This is a build that combines a ton of defense with high damage output that will make most endgame content feel like easy mode. I have worked on this build a while back and have recently returned to it to fine tune it, and I've been having a lot of fun with Chroma lately, so I thought I'd put together a little video to share it. Before we begin, if you find this video helpful or interesting, please consider hitting those like and subscribe buttons, and don't forget that you can catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/MikeHobbs. Without further ado, let's take a look at Chroma's kit. Beginning with Chroma's passive, which is simply an extra jump while airborne. Nothing too fancy here, but can be nice when zipping to your objective or heading to exfil. Chroma's first ability is Spectral Scream. This ability has Chroma spewing out elemental damage in a cone in front of him. The elemental damage this ability does can be changed by tapping one and then holding one to cast the ability. This build doesn't really use this ability, and this is my recommended Subsume slot. Here I went with Ember's Fire Blast for some armor stripping, and I feel it fits well with Chroma's dragon theme. One thing to note is that Chroma's elemental alignment is dictated by his emissive colors. For this build I went with light colors to keep Chroma locked on cold. Elemental Ward is Chroma's 2. Depending on his elemental alignment when cast, this ability offers some boosts to both offense and defense for he and his allies. As mentioned before, this build has Chroma aligned with Cold, which gives Chroma a layer of frost armor that reflects incoming projectiles. Vex Armor is Chroma's third ability, and a huge component of this build. When cast, this ability has two functions. First, any damage to shields or melee kills will provide Chroma and his teammates extra armor. Secondly, any damage to health or ranged weapon kills will provide weapon damage increases to the whole squad. Additionally, I am running the augment for this ability, Guardian Armor, which offers damage reduction for allies and a source of health for Chroma, as well as a means to keep the ability active indefinitely. Lastly, Effigy is Chroma's fourth. This ability has Chroma shedding his armor and creating a sentry out of it. While draining ability energy, this armor sentry buffs allies and attacks enemies with Chroma's aligned elemental damage. It can be nice for locking down an area or a defensive position. With his kit fully discussed, let's take a look at the mod setup for this build. The mod configuration here leans heavily into strength with a little bit of extra duration for elemental ward. With this amount of strength, we are looking at an absurd amount of extra armor from his 2 and his 3 to bolster Chroma's defenses. So the bottom row here are all stat boosting mods, including Arcane Intensify, which will activate from Guardian Armor. The top row consists of utility mods like Equilibrium to further benefit from orbs, and the Augment for Vex Armor. I'm also running Adaptation here for some extra DR, as well as Vigilante Vigor for another layer of defense to keep my shield recharging and to trigger immunity instances when it inevitably breaks. My aura here is Combat Discipline, which lets me enter a continuous loop of losing health and triggering my benefits from Vex Armor. Moving on to Arcanes and Shards, first I am running Arcane Blessing to increase my overall health as a mission ensues. I am also running Arcane Battery, which provides extra ability energy based on Chroma's armor, which this build provides an excess of. As for shards, I am running 4 red strength shards and 1 blue health regen shard. The extra strength here frees up mod space to further specialize this build, and the blue paired with Guardian Armor's health regeneration counteracts large amounts of damage taken on the battlefield. The loadout here is very flexible due to the large amount of health, armor, and energy this build provides. I am running my Trumna here as it is a fun, heavy-hitting weapon that clears rooms of Steel Path enemies easily. I have a Viral Merciless set up here to spread debuffs as I armor strip with Fire Blast. For my secondary, I am running my Kuva Nukor with a Cascadia Flare Heat configuration, which will decimate large groups of enemies quickly. As for my melee, I am running the two-handed Nikana Azothane. I find this weapon to be both great at slicing through enemies and fitting for this build's Dragon Warrior motif. And lastly, my companion of choice is my Adarza Kavat. I'm running Sharpened Claws for some more armor stripping. Then, with mods like Cat's Eye and Tenacious Bond, my companion provides me with additional crit chance and crit damage, respectively. I am also running Link Fiber, so my cat will also benefit from all the extra armor this build provides. With the build fully discussed, let's see it in action again. When an encounter begins, I cast Vex Armor to get my defenses rolling and my damage output increasing right out the gate. Then I'll cast Elemental Ward for some more armor. I proceed to slay out with my arsenal, keeping my 2 and 3 active at all times, occasionally casting Fire Blast to armor strip and burn surrounding enemies. Once my excess armor translates to excess energy via my arcane, I deploy Effigy to create another source of damage output. I find this build and gameplay loop to be so much fun as I can easily clear endgame content all while feeling invincible with the sheer amount of armor and damage reduction sources that this setup offers. As always, I am curious about your thoughts though. What do you think of this build? What would you have done differently? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Warframe content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.